Hello, my name's Fred McNeil, and thank you for watching QAC TV 7. We've started a program called Thank You for Serving. There are 3,500 veterans that currently live in Queen Anne's County, and what we're doing every other week, we're bringing on a different veteran and letting him or her tell you about their experiences. And what's amazing about this, these are experiences they probably haven't told their children, grandchildren, husbands, wives, or whatever. So today, Carl, thank you for coming, all right? Could you introduce yourself to the crowd?
Sure. My name's Carl Eberline. I live on Kent Island.
Now, Carl, let's go, we're gonna put the wheel way back, all right? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in a small town north of Pittsburgh, about 20 miles north of Pittsburgh in Creighton, right on the Allegheny River.
Okay. Does that make you a Steelers fan?
Of course.
Of course, okay. Terry Bradshaw, Rocky, our favorite, Rocky Blyer, right? Come on. Franco Harris, yes. All these guys. Now, where did you, Catholic schools, private schools, public schools?
I was always in the public schools. A little fact, the name of the school was East Deer Fraser.
Okay.
And from there, I will say matriculated.
Okay.
Went to Clarion University, graduated from there.
Okay, let me go back to high school. In high school, sports guy, theater guy, nerd like me, or what did you do?
I wanted to play football very bad. Had a father, of all places in Pittsburgh, was against it. Oh, really? Would not allow me to play football.
Really? Pennsylvania, that area.
In Pennsylvania,
that's football country.
Exactly. He wouldn't allow me. So I wouldn't let play his favorite sport, which was basketball.
Is that right?
So 2 German standoffs.
Okay, I didn't right. Oh, so he didn't. Well, you know, your dad was actually right. How many guys do we know our age? Knees, hips. Tragic injuries for football. Well, good for him. Now, so what'd you do? What was high school? Just like me, get through?
I played in the high school band.
Oh, okay.
I played the drums.
Oh, you played the drums?
Yes. I also marched with a drum and bugle corps.
Now, we're talking big drums, little drums?
Snare.
Snare. Okay.
And I also played in a drum and bugle corps.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
While you were in high school?
Well, I was in high school. Yes.
Well, you were at all the football games at halftime, right?
Well, it was for all doing all that. In the summer with the drum and bugle corps, we marched at various parades at the various fairs for the towns all around.
Oh, that would have been cool. Very good. Okay.
It was a lot of fun.
So you graduate from high school?
Right.
College?
Yes.
No, go ahead.
It was Clarion Teachers College at the
like
time.
Like Salisbury Teachers College in
right.
Dallas, and now they changed it.
And I majored in mathematics.
Oh, you're a math man.
All right. And actually...
You want to teach or what? Go ahead. You're talking to a 40-year-old teacher.
I was really didn't feel I was cut out for teaching, but they also had a liberal arts there.
Yeah.
And one of the interesting things was I actually wrote 2 computer programs while I was in college, and that goes back into
that must be 60s, right?
It was in the mid-60s, yes.
And you actually were, now, good God, that's a computer as big as this room, right? Wasn't it?
They were huge.
You had the cards?
Oh, all the cards, complete cards.
So you punched it in,
learned how to
put
punch
the cards
through.
through.
Right.
Now, how did you get into that?
It was offered at the school, and I just happened to say, I was curious.
Okay.
And so I went.
The math background, it makes sense, makes sense.
Did that. So then after...
So you graduated in math?
Graduated.
Were you ROTC?
No.
Okay.
But what happened was, we were going back to 66, don't forget.
Right.
Graduated on a Sunday.
Oh, Lord.
Monday I got home. Your friends...
You drafted. Now, Carl, there are a lot of people, probably anyone under 50 has no idea what was the draft. And you talked about the notice. We joke about it, but this was serious stuff.
Oh yeah, they give you a date to report. And at that time, I thought, rather than just go where they send me, why don't I go talk to a recruiter?
Okay.
And I did. And he got me involved because of my degree and everything. First, he wanted me to go into an officer's candidate, but I wasn't sure that I wanted to do that.
You had your 4-year degree, right?
I had a 4-year.
So you're an ideal OCS guy, right?
But I wasn't sure that I wanted to do that.
Okay.
And I found out about the Army Security Agency.
Okay, ASA.
ASA.
Okay.
And it was a 4-year commitment, and I didn't feel bad about that, so I did it.
Okay.
And got into computers when I was with the Army Security Agency.
Let's go back. Okay, so we graduated. No, going back to college.
Yeah.
Also doing drums and.
No, I didn't. No. Did not do drums in there.
Strictly academic. Well, of course, for the math major, you didn't have a lot of time. But so there actually were computers on campus in 64,
We had
65?
small ones. It was a IBM
Okay,
1620.
yes, I remember the IBM, old IBM, but it was
But
a
you'd
big,
never heard of the 1620.
no, but I know,
In the programming language was SPS, which I'm sure nobody's ever heard of at this point in time.
we used to punch in, my senior year at University of Maryland, we used to punch in data. It came out on IBM cards, and then we'd feed the IBM cards to the computer. Does that sound right?
That's correct.
Okay, okay. And you were doing that, but a little more sophisticated.
Yeah,
Okay, so you have computer skills.
right.
You get the draft notice. And those of you who don't know, a military draft, your number just came up. There was a draft board. I still haven't figured out how it worked. But
Well, the thing was, when you were in school, you got a
2S
2S
deferment. Yeah.
deferment. And then when you got out of school,
You're out.
you went to 1A.
Yes, yes. Which means you were eligible for the draft.
So the school when you were graduating, the school sent in, you can change them now
Yes, yes.
to 1A. And so, like I say, when I got out, they were ready for
They
me.
got you right away.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go to the Army, right?
Right.
Okay, I'll take the ASA. Normally, I kind of did the same thing. Army for me was 3 years, but the ASA, because what we'll talk about in a bit, they wanted you another year.
Right.
Okay, now we'll continue with that. You joined, where'd you have basic?
Well, basic, went to, in New Jersey, Fort
Fort Dix.
Dix.
Fort Dix,
in New Jersey.
Was it a shock after college, or you just... No?
Not that much. I was always fairly active doing hunting and things, fishing when I was in school. So
no problem.
went there, and it was, in one regard, it was fun in one regard.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't mind it at all
Okay.
since I had been fairly active. And everybody there, I don't know, it was interesting. I found basic to be a little bit challenging, different. You were doing things a little bit differently.
All of a sudden, breaking down an M14, you didn't do at home, right?
But I had guns at home from hunting, so
there's no
I
challenge.
was comfortable with it.
How about my biggest shock? Did you have? I'm sure you did. The old gas mask thing where they took you in the room, dropped the tab or something. Go ahead.
Almost forgot about that, but it was, and you had to take the gas mask off, and you didn't want to breathe too much.
No, you start crying and get sick.
Yeah, you had to take the gas mask off, count to 10 or something, and then walk out of the building.
Okay, how about did you toss hand grenades over the barrier?
But you had to learn to toss a hand grenade, and we actually had somebody in our group, they wouldn't let throw a hand grenade.
Why? Because of their athletic?
He threw like this.
Shot put. Shot put.
He was a shot put. He had never learned how to really throw.
Just toss a ball.
Yeah. It was interesting to run into somebody like that.
Well,
I couldn't imagine it.
I had a big, you'll appreciate it, a big E7, must have been 6'5". His job, remember how they sandbagged you in an area, and it's pull, toss, and then hit the ground.
Right.
Well, I don't know what you did, but I wanted to see, get over, I want to make sure it's over. His job was, if you didn't get down, he was allowed to not, throw a block. 6'5" versus 5'6". You know how that worked out. And he said, I think next time you hit the ground. Okay, so you got basic, got through basic.
Basic, and I had met my to-be wife while we were in college.
Oh, so yeah, we got to make sure we get this in again.
So whenever I got out of basic, how we timed it is beyond me.
So
it was pure fortunate that she was planning this wedding for between basic and going to AIT.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I had
6 weeks, 8 weeks. Yeah.
I had 4 days to get home, get married, and go on to AIT.
So for the audience, college, join the military, ASA. I go through 6 or 8 weeks. I forget basic.
It was 8.
You had to sneak in. What did you have a chance to honeymoon?
We had 2 days.
Well, that's enough. That's enough. That's okay with that. So you're married now. So where does she go and where do you go after basic and marriage?
After basic, she stayed with her parents and was teaching school.
Oh, she's a school teacher.
Yeah, she was a school teacher, and I went on to Fort Devens.
Oh, Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, because that's where basically 90% of the ASA people went for training.
So you went to a different than so I went 72 Bravo, which is anybody could go. But ASA, they start specializing you right after.
Right.
Basic.
Because I was going into one of their computer schools.
Okay. Now, talk about only what you can, and you can just cut me off. So, basic, private E1.
Right. Well, I made 2 out of basic.
You made 2, okay. Wedding ring on the fingers. Okay. Now, how long was AIT?
The AIT was only 8 weeks. We did
sure.
a little bit of basic training there for the computers. ASA training for that. And then, funny thing, it's December. I'm getting out of AIT. It's cold in Massachusetts. Jungle training.
Oh, no. From Massachusetts to jungle training.
Well, but jungle training was in Massachusetts.
Oh, in the cold weather.
In the cold weather.
Typical Army. That's a different. Now, let me ask you this. We always thought, when I say we, non-ASA people, one, you were a little step above the average branch of the Army, and 2, definitely a little smarter, and you got better assignments. Now, tell me, is that?
Well, we did get a good assignment, because my assignment into, especially with the computers, because you had to be not quite, we'll say in the front lines, but you had to be close by, but behind a little bit.
Right.
And in Korea, when I got there, we landed in Kim.
So you went right from AIT to Korea.
I got another 2 or 3 days.
Oh.
Leave.
Honeymoon part 2.
Yeah, because by January 2nd, I was on I was in, what was it, Fort Ord up in Washington?
Yes, yes.
And it was because I was flying out of Seattle, SeaTac, to go to Korea.
That's how we went. I think we went the polar route. I think. Did we go the polar route?
Yeah, because we actually what we did is we went from SeaTac into Anchorage. I think it was Anchorage, and then flew to Japan, and from Japan I flew into
same thing. Now
Yeongdeungpo.
we must have been just about the same time. I got to Korea March '67.
Okay, I was there in January '67.
Okay, so we're basically the same time.
Yes.
Korea at that time, Korea right now is a magnificent country. The technology is unbelievable. That time, I thought, quite honestly, Korea, and give me your opinion, was a little behind us.
It was a little backward at that time.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Some very good people, but it was a little bit backward.
Different, yes.
Yes.
So, but let me go back to your AIT training. Were you a programmer or a repairman or a combination?
I was basically a programmer.
Oh, so you were programming into it.
Programming,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
But I take that back a little bit. We were using EAM equipment.
Now tell me EAM.
EAM equipment was, the equipment,
Small.
a 407
Okay.
computer. No, I shouldn't call it a computer. It was EAM, electronic accounting machines.
Okay.
And you would have to wire boards. You would put the cards in,
Right.
okay, but you had to wire boards that were plugged into the computer, and then you could run the cards through it, and it would do its thing
This was
based
early
on.
computing.
It's an early computing, right?
Very early.
That was
Okay.
the early there.
We had, I apologize for jumping in. We had in the communication centers. Now I'm jumped when I was in Vietnam. We had a computer about the size of that bookshelf over there that we used to feed tapes through. No idea what it was. But let's talk about you, not me. So you say, goodbye, hon, I'm off to Korea. Tell me about Korea.
Well, in Korea, like I say, this when you say a little bit different from everybody else, I landed in Korea by myself, the only ASA person on that airplane.
Oh, wow.
And
You had a special patch. ASA.
big patch,
What
yeah.
was the patch? Remind me, what was the patch? Do you remember? It was something different.
It was an eagle clutching lightning bolts.
Yeah, because we always knew who the ASS guys were because they had that patch. Is that
You're right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Landed at Kimpo, only ASA person on the airplane.
They didn't know what to do with you.
And, well, interestingly enough, and this some officers were not happy about, they knew I was coming, right?
Right.
They were putting the officers here, the enlisted people here.
And the
they say,
ASA people.
anybody here, somebody here from ASA? You raise your hand. There's a car for you over here.
But that's why we always, and I said this earlier in the show, I think the ASA regular Army was here. You guys, there's something, which we'll talk about. Oh, so you had a private car take you
The driver took me
to the base.
to the base, yeah. Because
That drove those young lieutenants and majors crazy, right? I know what happened. So you arrive, okay, and was that the Camp Humphreys right away? Or
No,
where?
that went to, it was right on, if you were familiar with the MSR, military supply route that came out of Kimpo.
Yeah, it rings a bell. But go ahead, yeah.
But we were stationed right off of the MSR near the Peace Bridge. Do you remember
Okay, yes,
seeing
I
the
remember
Peace
the Peace
Bridge?
Bridge, yes.
Well, we could see the Peace Bridge from we were in this
You
little
had your own base or a house?
Yeah, our own base.
Home base.
It was in Yeongdeungpo,
Okay.
508th USA Military Group.
And this was all ASA only.
All ASA.
Nothing but
Nobody
ASA.
else was on there but us.
Okay. And again, let's make sure everyone knows ASA in the Army, but your security intelligence.
Basically, we fed NSA.
Okay, National Security Agency. You
Right.
gathered information.
We gathered the information and fed them. We had people scattered wherever. You saw some of the people that we had up. You
Yes.
were up at Camp
Yeah,
Casey.
yes, yes.
We had some people up there
Okay.
was gathering information. Came back down to us at Yeongdeungpo.
And you give it to the NSA.
And what we did was then, being with the computers, we processed it to make it so it was in a format that was acceptable to the NSA.
Okay.
And then we passed it on back.
Now, when you were in there, how about barracks life, food, and duties, ASA? Did you have, I mean, it was just simply do your computers, get that job, that's it? Or did you still have guard duty and nonsense like that, like I had, KP? No.
No.
As usual, the Air Force guys and you ASA guys are killing it.
We did have a contingent of MPs that did all the other stuff.
Okay. Yeah, so you basically had kind of like, my Air Force friends tell me, they had like a 9-to-5 job in many ways.
That's basically what I had.
Civilian or military clothes?
We had there we had to wear all military.
Okay, all the time.
All the time.
Same thing
With
at
a-
Camp Casey. We weren't allowed to have civilian.
The last 2 to 3 months, we were allowed to have some civilian clothes when we were off duty, but it was up until the last 2 or 3 months.
You couldn't.
We couldn't.
Now, would you? Seoul was how far away?
About 8 to 10 miles.
Oh no. So would you get into Seoul?
Oh, yeah, we'd go to Seoul all the
You know
time.
how many times I got into Seoul? I was there 18. I extended 6 months. I got into once. That was a big deal.
No, we just went over there out of curiosity all the time.
Okay. I mean, Seoul even then. Do you remember something called the Bondi Arcade? Does that ring a bell? Do you know what a Katusa was?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
if you don't know, Korean augmentation to the United States Army.
Right.
I remember this day. I had a Katusa CK Park, and he said it was around Christmas time, and I said I want to go Christmas shopping, but you know the PA, I want something different. He said, "Come with me." We took a bus. In those days, from Casey to Seoul was a major trip,
Yeah.
and he took me to this thing. I'm pretty sure it was a Bondi Arcade. It's like a 5 or 10-story building. Each floor was a different clothes on one floor, shoes on another.
We never went there.
Okay.
We went, when we went, we just went basically into the town.
Okay. Yes.
And
yes,
you got a hang
You
of
did
it.
what
because
GIs
you went with a couple guys who were older.
Yes.
And you figured out where
Yeah.
to go to. So that's how we kind of did it.
Now, did you, when you went into town, except for the last couple of months, but you wore the uniform?
Yes.
But the last couple of months, they loosened that up, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Now, bulgogi, kimchi, names like that ring a bell?
Oh,
Okay,
without a doubt.
Okay.
Crown. Do you ever drink Crown beer?
Now, I'm not a drinker, but yes, I've heard a lot of crowns. GIs did a good job. Now, we had, well, let's go back to duty there. So Seoul to you was nothing exotic. It was like
It was just right down the road.
crazy.
The only thing that was amusing when you first get there, and you're not accustomed to kilometers,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's signs. Yes.
You jump into one of these little taxis,
Yes.
and you look over and you see this guy in this taxi that's going
100.
It's going 100, and it's shaking because those taxis weren't that great.
Well, Carl, you'll appreciate this. For a while in Korea, one of my duties was driving the old deuce and half, the slush box.
Oh.
I used to take stuff up to the DMZ. 7th was here, 2nd Division in those days was up there. And the signs, you see a sign that said 100 km. Well, being an idiot, 19, 20-year-old kid, heck, I can go 100. You can go 100 and deuce and a half, but you'd unwind that thing and you'd be going through those villages, not until you got back. Some guy would say, Fred, that's 60, and you can't do that in a deuce and a half.
Well, I'll give you when we were there, what we were doing, because we were supposed to be a mobile unit, we were working in 292 vans, which are the vans, these were 292 vans that were attached to the back of a deuce and a
That was
half.
like a comm center van.
Right.
Same thing, yeah.
On the back of a deuce and a half.
Yes, okay.
Well, I told you we had to go down to Camp Humphreys, right?
Right.
Well, we had to drive those, which had been sitting on wheels, sitting up on blocks for like, I don't know how many years, okay? So they supposedly had them working correctly, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So I had the unfortunate duty of driving one of those
Oh, Lord.
down to Humphreys and get in there, and it's stick shift.
Yes, yes.
I mean,
And slush box, they call it, whatever they call it. Yeah.
no, this was actually stick. There
You
was
had real stick. You didn't have what I had. Yeah.
Right, I had a real stick shift.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going down.
Had you ever driven stick shift before?
Oh yeah, I
you
grew
did.
up with stick shifts. So that wasn't the problem. The problem turned out was the way whoever had set this truck up, the brakes burned out on me about halfway down.
So you had no brakes?
I had no brakes. I'm in a convoy, right?
Oh, you couldn't stop. Trying to find a gear to slow me down. Have you ever heard of the Chinese tunnel up there into DMZ?
No.
The Chinese built this huge tunnel when they came, south during the Korean War. Well, it still existed, and the fun for GIs was, man, I went through the Chinese. We'd hightail it, a little village. The Korean village is going. But let's go back to you. So you're at this one particular spot. We would go out in the field once a month and spend 2 to 5 days in the field. Did you have field maneuvers or not? ASA doesn't.
We had houseboys.
Yeah, of course. Don't get me started. Now, break my heart. Bill Moore in the Air Force, he tells me how he lived. How was the food with ASA? Typical Army chow or something different?
It was pretty much typical Army.
Typical, okay.
But it was nice. It was definitely nice. I mean,
Barracks and stuff, nice or what?
I mean, we had some decent food. I mean, I think we ate decently.
Well, the people I knew in the ASA said the living conditions were just better.
They were. I mean, especially when we went down to Camp Humphreys. I mean, we were two-man rooms.
Okay. Don't get me. Now, Carl, so how long were you outside of Seoul?
I was outside of Seoul probably about 8 months.
Okay, and then they moved you to
They
Humphrey?
moved us down to Humphreys.
So why did they move you all?
That I don't have a good answer to. But what was interesting was when they moved us to Humphreys, they put us in a totally separate area from the rest of the Army.
ASA?
ASA's over here.
ASA were not allowed to mingle with us.
Oh, well, the interesting thing there was if you went off base on the bus and came back on,
Right.
when you came back on, the rest of the Army guys had to get off while they took the bus up to the ASA unit and then came back. They could get back on and went back to the rest of the...
Well, I was a 72 Bravo teletype operator, and of course, the ASA guys would come in occasionally, and they would look at our stuff and just kind of go, sucker. They knew their better. So now, why? So what? Were you same job at Humphreys or what?
Same thing. Yeah, it was 74E.
Okay, so now how are you in Korea? 13? Was it 13-month
A
tour?
little over 13 months because I was there just a little bit longer than normal simply because they captured the Pueblo.
Now, we won't go into that detail, but while you were in Korea, two things we've talked about. Most people know about the Pueblo, the ship that was taken.
Right.
But the thing we talked about also, the Blue House raid was, nobody has it. The Blue House was their White House.
Right.
And they sent people there.
To kill
kill
President Park.
And nobody knows about that.
Yeah.
And you and I were, we went on alert. I don't know what you guys did. You probably intercepting, but I don't need to know. But we were close to war, I think.
Very close. I mean, we were completely aware of it.
Yeah.
In fact, I think I can say this. We notified the Koreans that
Get ready.
To get ready because here's what was coming.
Yeah, because if I remember, we're not the Pueblo and the Blue House raid within
A couple months.
Yes.
It was
So
not that far apart.
tension went up.
Tension was very high. I mean, I think that a lot of people felt right after the Pueblo that the United States was finding it difficult to keep the South Koreans from going north.
Oh, they wanted to go north.
They-
Well, yes,
yeah.
the Katusas, they wanted.
They were ready.
Look at guys. If we don't go, they're going to come. And fortunately, none of that happened. So you spend 13 plus months in Korea.
Right.
Where'd you go after? Back to the States? Or?
I come back to the States, went to another school.
Okay, and you got to see your wife again.
Got this.
Yay.
Well, not while I was in school.
Oh, she wasn't with you at school?
No, because that was back up to Fort Devens.
Oh, Lord, okay.
So as soon as I got back from Fort Devens, I come back, put everything we had in the car, had no idea where we were going to stay, but I wasn't leaving my wife behind.
And you were going to Virginia?
I was going to Virginia.
Now, what was in Virginia?
Arlington Hall was was our ASA headquarters.
That's
at
Northern
that time.
Virginia.
Northern
correct?
Virginia,
Okay.
probably only a couple miles south of D.C.
Right. Same type of job?
Same type of job. I was working with computers there also, and that always reminded me of them. Where I worked reminded me of the Maxwell Smart Air thing, because you walked into this building,
right,
went down a flight of stairs, went down this long hallway, and there was a set of doors that were safe. They were safe doors. You opened it up, you went in and closed the safe door behind you.
Now, did you spend the rest of your military career there?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
So we're talking about Korea and then DC. That wasn't bad duty, except for the price of what were you, an E6 at that point?
I was an E6, yeah.
So you were doing all right.
I was.
NCO had it made, yes.
And my wife was teaching again.
Oh, so
she got a job teaching. So
very good.
So we were living decently there.
Okay. Now, discharged from the service, and then what happened?
Got discharged from the service and found that going back to Pennsylvania wasn't going to be very good. So
home wasn't the same.
So I jumped back. I stayed there in Virginia and got a job with a small company doing contracting work with the government.
Okay, computer related?
Computer programming.
So all this training you had.
Well, it helped me get a job doing that. So.
Now, how long did you stay? Now, this is Northern Virginia? Or
yes.
How long were you up there?
We stayed in Northern Virginia. Well, we didn't stay in Northern Virginia long. We went, because the job that I got was actually in Maryland.
Okay, where in Maryland?
College Park, right outside
University
College Park.
Yeah,
I was right outside of College Park. And that was with NASA.
Oh, NASA, sure. I drove by it on the Beltway every day.
Right, so I was doing work.
Now, how long were you working with them?
I worked for that particular company for almost 10 years.
Oh, that's a good haul. And your wife's teaching the whole time?
She taught until 2002 is when she retired. She retired from Anne Arundel.
Oh, Anne Arundel, okay.
Yeah.
So now, how did you get to the shore? Is that retirement or? Go ahead.
Another funny story.
Go ahead.
We were living over in Anne Arundel County. And
where in Anne Arundel County?
Cape St. Clair.
Sure, right.
Yeah, right across.
Close to the shores you can get without being ashore.
Because what I decided was she was teaching in Anne Arundel County, and I thought, well, gee, I'll drive far, you drive close, because we had a daughter, so she could be with my daughter and everything. But that particular, it was a Sunday. I come over to Kent Island. We were just coming over to do something, and we drove down Kent Island, and I saw this lot for sale.
Right. Now, where in Kent Island?
It's about 5 miles south of the 50.
Okay, yeah.
And so I saw this lot. It was nice and level.
I wonder.
And I wanted it. And so bought it, had a house built on it. And so it was December 1998 that we moved over to the shore.
You've been here since 98?
Been here since then.
Oh, right, okay.
My wife and I loved it over here.
Okay. Well, we lived in the South River.
Okay.
You know where the old South River was?
Oh, yeah.
We were the 14th house down there.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know how you found it. Anne Arundel County, once the mall... Anne Arundel County in the 50s and 60s and early 70s was a little country area, especially Annapolis. As soon as the mall got built and the blue laws, remember, you couldn't buy anything in Anne Arundel County. Then it just changed. And all the sailors started coming down, which outpriced me. I was a school teacher. I had no chance. But it was a good move for both of us, I think. Okay.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, I mean, my career went reasonably well.
Yes.
I mean, I worked for a lot of small companies doing a lot of, all with computers, doing contracting work and everything. Only worked for one large company, won't mention which one it was, but I found that when I was working with small companies that I could make decisions.
Small is better. Living in and this is my living in a small town is better than a big town. Things you and I can do in Queen Anne's County with 50,000, we couldn't do in Anne Arundel
Right.
County. That type of
So
thing.
I worked, like I say, for a few years with the larger company, and it was like every time I wanted to do anything, it was may I. couldn't handle it.
No.
So I went back. And you talk about a small company doing government contracting work. We're talking about $100 million, $150 million worth of business you're doing a year.
Yeah.
And that was just to me where I could make decisions. If it went well, good for me. If I made a mistake, well, you made a mistake.
We'll live with it. Well, Carl, remember what did I tell you before we started this? This would be the quickest 30 minutes of your life. It's up. It's that quick. First of all, thank you for your service. Do you want to say hi to your daughter before we go?
Well, I can't say hi to my daughter.
Oh.
She passed.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
But I can say hi to my grandkids.
Oh, then, who are your grandkids?
4 of them.
Go ahead.
Becca, Kate, Jake, and Luke.
Okay. Grandkids, hello. Pop did a good job, okay? Again, thank you. I'm Fred McNeil. Thank you for your time, and thank you for watching QAC TV7. My time's up. Thank you for your time. We're going to see you the next time.
Take care.
Was that easy?